dips, and because he's an old school player, he wanted to keep that on. And we are go. So the streams will have to be synced up for a bit.
Yeah, here we go on Metal Man stage. So Elpis, can you let the viewers know what we can expect here?
Okay, so Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy is a slightly different game from any other Mega Man game, and I think that's one of its major strengths, even though other people might disagree. It's a 9-stage game with one small mini-stage boss in between, and it's like many of the other Game Boy Mega Man that is split into 2 sets of Robot Masters from the NES games. This particular one being from Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 3. And ooh, Charlieboy taking a death on these crushers. So Metal Man is actually... Oh, that's some higher volume. Let me adjust that a bit. So the hard part... This is the hardest stage in the game. And oh, this is really unfortunate. And here you get a good display of why this is the hardest stage in the game. Like ideally you want to damage boost through some of those crushers, but they do a ton of damage. And Mr. MKL making its way through a lot better. You can damage boost through those PRO bots if you know the Andy setup, which is a glitch strat for this first boss here.
Yeah, so Mr. MKL should have no problem setting up that glitch. Charlieboy taking that unfortunate death. It's really dangerous in this first stage.
Oh, and Mr. MKL not doing the Andy setup just correct. So basically you have to get under the boss as he's jumping up and slightly to the right of him, which will force Metal Man into the wall and then outside and into the other wall, and the fight becomes basically cheesed like that. And the thing is, you gotta get hit by the metal blade he shoots, which does 1 damage, and MKL got hit by the body damage of Metal Man, which does 4.
Yeah, the body damage is significantly more dangerous, so you want to avoid touching them.
Yeah, but luckily Charlieboy had enough health to do the classic setup of the Andy. This is how I used to do it for the longest time too, so it's just a really nice way to finish this boss. The poor guy is just doing like cardio exercise here, you know, and you come into his home, you walk into his home, and he's on his treadmill, and you just blast him to pieces. It's poor Metal Man.
Yeah. Good thing Charlieboy had enough health for it. We don't want to see the gap get so large right from the start. Plenty of game for him to turn it around, and this is best 2 out of 3, so don't count him out yet. Yeah,
definitely. Like Mr. MKL took a death as well. So, and this is Woodman stage. We see Metal Blade being put to good use. Mr. MKL getting the dog skip, which is basically you want to fall and turn around onto the flamethrower he's spitting out, or onto the flames he's spitting out, so you can jump and slide through the dog without getting hit an additional time, so you can go top route here.
And making it out of there with just enough health.
Yeah,
the top zip he didn't do as optimally as you can, but he got out of there, which is what's important.
Ooh, and I kind of hoped Charlieboy was going for Rush Marine here, which is 3 seconds slower, but it's a heck of a lot safer.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing it safe anyways up there. Okay, he had just enough iframes for that. I get scared when runners do that. Yeah,
that last part is really tight. Like, it scared me. I did it for the first time in my race against John Carls. It was super scary. Like, I saw Crazy 8-Boy do it the day before, and I was like, I need to get in on that. And then I did it, and it felt so good. But it's still like my heart jumped, like it froze like for a bit. Ooh, and
plenty of moments in the game where you know you get real nervous and you clench that muscle. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about.
You gotta flex, man. You gotta flex the entirety of this game. Like, whenever I'm playing this game, like, I'm on full tilt. Like, I'm rarely ever relaxed when I'm playing this game. Even though this is not even a hard Mega Man game to play, this is apparently maybe one of the easiest Mega Man games there is. But when you gotta go deep, like, I just gotta flex, man. And here we see some interesting or some really nice use of the sliding, which is unique in this game. as it allows you to cancel the knockback. So basically, when you're hit in every other Mega Man game, you get knocked back, even out of a slide, like that. But here, as long as you're sliding, the knockback animation will be absorbed by the slide. So when done well, like if you slide when you're really close into an enemy, you can actually cancel the knockback animation in its entirety.
Yeah, so if you need to take hit, you want to go into that hit during the slide animation so you can avoid that knockback. And heart selection, you know what muscle I'm talking about. Not the hard one.
Ooh, and Mr. MK. Oh, and Charlieboy
yeah.
taking a game over.
Charlieboy falling down. It's really easy to fall down in Airman stage when you go for those damage boosts. In any Mega Man game, you want to get used to doing the reverse damage boosts. It's key to going fast. Alright, so let's see how Mr. MKL's Airman fight goes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
he does get a
manage
really good pattern.
his ammo well enough. He ran out of... He could have done the glitch where you don't lose the weapon energy, but he doesn't have the health actually for it, so... Yeah, I guess he had to finish with the Buster.
Yeah, about that. It's not actually a glitch, I think, because as long as you're not pressing a directional input while you're using Leaf Shield and the leaves get deflected, it's just as if no ammo was ever used, because the ammo used on Leaf Shield is only used when actually inputting a directional input.
Oh, I see. So if you just keep it surrounding you, it's as if you haven't used it at all.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the thing is about and Charlieboy gets a drop, and now you probably get to see like why Airman is the fastest boss battle in this entire game, and also the easiest.
Yeah, as long as you got those 2 wood shots, it's really free. Charlieboy said he practiced. We believe you, man. We know how it is during a race. Mr. MKL going for the safety E-Tank, not getting Bad Dog, but there's nothing wrong with getting that E-Tank, and it's one of the faster ones in the game.
Yeah, you lose like 1.5, or like he did, it might be 1.7 seconds, so it's not a really big time loss for a huge safety. Like I still like my personal best times have all been with that extra energy tank, because I just, especially for Needleman, which is the second hardest or one of the hardest stages in the game next to Metal, it's just nice to just damage abuse through everything, and that's where that extra energy tank comes into play.
Yeah, so as we see Mr. MKL getting both E-Tanks from Clashman stage, most likely the only E-Tanks he's going to pick up. He is one of the top tier runners, so he should... This is safe for him, I would say, getting those 2 E-Tanks.
Yeah, this should be all he needs. Now here's Clashman, and this is the Terminator of runs. Like this is absolutely the hardest boss to... Like he has a fixed pattern, so you can lock him, and that's a very nice kill from MKL. But it's not like if the smallest thing goes wrong, like the entire fight, you can miss one air shooter and you have to menu back to Rush Jet or something to shoot him with a Buster, and that easily loses you. Charlieboy getting a very dangerous Bad Dog there. So
yeah, I hate that Bad Dog in that situation. It's so easy to just walk right off.
Yeah, explain Bad Dog to our viewers.
Well, Bad Dog, very simply put, is when Rush sits in one place as you stand on top of him. So as you'd expect him to move with you, once you're on him, but you could walk right off sometimes and kill yourself. That's
especially
Bad Dog.
near one of those bottomless pits. And the reason, or like the cause of it, why it's happening, is because if Rush is spawning, like if he becomes like his sprite becomes active, and if at that exact point you jump on him, that's when Rush doesn't know what's happening anymore, and boom, Bad Dog. And you can actually get the safety energy tank, the first energy tank in Clash, with that a little faster. You only lose like a second, but yeah, it's pretty difficult to set up because you have to be on like 1 or 2 frames that it spawns. So it's a pretty tight trick.
Man, I did not know that. Elpis dropping the knowledge. One time for Elpis, y'all.
So Charlieboy did a pretty good job on Clashman there. I was kind of scared because like I always like to have like at least more like MKL's health right now, that's what I want to have when I'm entering the clash, and he had less than that, so it's pretty nice job right there. So
yeah, you don't want to damage too much, but of course, damage boosting, you can manipulate his pattern a lot quicker. He did the right thing, playing it safe.
Definitely. And another thing about this game is that the projectiles bosses fire deal less damage than their body. So Clashman dealing 4 damage himself, but the Clash bombs deal 2. Magnet Man deals like 4 or 5 damage, and his magnets only deal 2. So there's a pattern here. And here we're gonna see one of my favorite boss fights, Magnet Man. So let's see what MKL get.
One of your favorites? Oh man, I don't like this guy.
Like there's a way so there's a very relatively easy way to get this fight consistently, and it looks like every time I get it, I grow a little inside. I feel happier because it looks so nice when you get this battle just right. It's the most rewarding boss battle, except maybe Clashman if you get the double hits.
Hey man, you would know. You're sub 20. Wait, you're sub 19, right?
Yeah, I'm sub 19.
Yeah.
Silver medal hype. Oh, that's what I wanted to explain earlier. Yeah, so Charlieboy is hopping on Rush, and this is very similar to Mega Man 3 on the NES, where if you are not standing on top of Rush, the weapon energy will not be consumed. So why is this important? This is important because these stages act very similarly to the Wily stages in the NES Mega Man games, in that they won't refill your weapon energy in between stages. So weapon energy management is very critical here.
Yeah, your weapon energy is very important. In fact, like the harder strats require weapon energy drops. You're kind of dependent on that.
Yeah, especially the hard knuckle, which is pretty much the best weapon in the game because of the glitched effect, which we'll be seeing soon, hopefully. It produces, like it really like I always loved this game when I was a kid, and I've always loved this game in general. But when like hard knuckle zips became a thing, I was like, oh man, this game just got so much better. Like all the crazy stuff that's been found. Oh
yeah, it's like when a game breaks, it makes it more attractive. What kind of what is that?
I think it's a very good reflection of humans, in the sense that like we're not perfect beings, and some of our flaws are actually not flaws per se. Like they can actually, they're actually a good thing. Like some people might view them as flaws, but like some people might see, oh, this game is broken, I'm not gonna play that. But for me, it's like, oh wow, this is just a whole lot better. I don't want something that's extremely polished and smooth and that doesn't have any glitches. I want games that have glitches, not... Yeah.
Exactly. Like a mole on someone's face, you know? It's not a flaw. It's unique. It's something different.
Yeah, it's not... Oh, and MKL gets it. That right there, folks, is a frame-perfect zip. So whenever you do a screen transition downward like that, and you're not on a ladder, it's a free fall zip. MKL zips are smooth as heck.
Yeah, that was really smooth. It was like he didn't stop at all looking for the position. He knew exactly where he was, and his input was just perfect.
Yeah, definitely. And that was almost as good as Andy, that second ladder zip. Only Andy zips are too smooth I don't even have I can't even find the words for it. So so the ladder zips are 3-frame windows, but you have like a solid positioning. That second ladder zip was a little harder, but the freefall ones are always frame perfect. And Mr.
He gets a
missing a hard
deflection.
knuckle there.
Right, yeah, he loses a hard knuckle, so he won't be able to do your famous zips in Needle stage since he's out of hard. I'll let you explain it when we're there.
Yeah, if he finds like there's still a chance. Like if he could get from the Harrys or whatever those hedgehogs. Oh, and Charlieboy going for his unique brand of hard knuckle zips, which don't actually save any time. I calculated it. It lost a second, but it looks really cool. so I don't care. Like
It does look really cool. Yeah, he did it before, and I thought like it was a mistake, but I guess it's his thing.
yeah, exactly. You gotta spice up your life. You know, you gotta bring some of that personal. So, oh right. So here's MKL. Like he's using Leaf Shield here to conserve some of the metal blades, where I use metal wood Leaf Shield in Top Man stage to conserve some metal blades, because metal blades are pretty useful at various points. You also use them on Quint.
Yeah, so he's going to be dependent on Rush Jet to get the weapon energy refill at the upcoming room. Since he doesn't have enough to do the Elpis Zip here,
yeah, this
he's just going to have to traverse this room normally.
Yeah, so the LP Zip here that I discovered like when this tournament started is basically where MKL just screen transitioned. If you do a hard knuckle zip there, you can basically screen wrap up this next screen, and you'll be at the top of the screen instantly on top of that large weapon container. And Charlieboy getting the one cycle on Top Man, which is what you always want to see.
Yeah, that one cycle can be easy to lose, like how Mr. MKL got the deflection. It's so easy to get that wrong, but it's so easy to get it right too. You kind of hate yourself when you mess up.
Yeah, you gotta have a healthy dose of self-hate when you miss that. Like, oh, and that's a very nice pattern for Needleman, for Mr. MKL. Mega Man just dancing his butt off and killing poor Needleman.
So Mr. MKL really not letting up, allowing Charlieboy to catch up. The lead is still almost a full stage.
Yeah. Like, I think Mr. MKL still would have been in the lead, but if Charlie... No, wait. Actually, this would have been a really close race, I think, if Charlieboy didn't have those struggles in the first part. Okay, so here's Quint, which is basically... well, that was Quint.
That's pretty trivial fight, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, the hitbox appears before like the actual battle starts. So when Quint is standing there, you can actually shoot weapons into above him, where his hitbox already is. Oh, and
yeah, Charlieboy doing your zip, the Elpis Zip. So he's gonna get that free refill when he goes to the top of this ladder here. He won't need Rush Jet or Rush Coil as Mr. MKL did. Free refill. And speaking of that Quint fight, like that is the definition of a sucker punch.
Yeah, it's also fillers. But as you can see here in the final stage, the theme of this game is time travel, which is Quint is Mega Man from the future or something like that. Oh, and Mr. MKL gets the frame perfect backup zip in the final stage, which is nice. So he can try the swagger zip, and he gets the swagger zip. Awesome.
Yeah, and Charlieboy gets a double KO on Needleman. So unfortunately that won't count. He has to do the fight over again. Yeah, just as Mr. MKL gets those frame perfect zips, so that it's pretty much wrapped up from here on. Mr. MKL got the zips. He's in the Wily stage.
Yeah, that was sealing the deal. So yeah, and there's this time travel theme in this game, which was not really super. Oh, and a bad dog. That was not really super fleshed out, but I guess the designers.
Luckily, his life wasn't in danger.
Yeah, the designers of this game clearly liked Salvador Dali's artworks, so they incorporated the clocks from his art, which.
Yeah, the melting clocks, because as you mentioned, there is some time travel in this game, because Quint is Mega Man from the future. A very lame version of him, riding a pogo stick.
With sunglasses and some kind of V on top of his head. Not really sure what they were going for. Like most of the other unique bosses of the of Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 for the Game Boy are pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know what those shades are for. I want to see Mega Man's beady eyes. Okay, so Mr. MKL in phase 1 of the Wily fight. Oh, he did not have enough health for that.
Yeah, so Wily does 4 or 5 body damage, and he could have used the energy tank there already. Now he's a little shorter on Rush Jet, so he has to.
Yeah, he would have needed the E-tank anyway for the Sakugarne strat. But yeah, he's gonna have to jump and shoot now.
Wow. So this is awesome. Dr. Wily is really small in this game for some reason. and he has 3 forms. This is pretty cool. Like in terms of Mega Man games, I don't think there were a lot of final bosses that had 3 separate phases in one fight. So I think that's pretty cool. And this one has basically an ostrich, a go-kart, and a T-Rex as battle forms.
Yeah, and I like how Wily has this little head part that just glides over to the next one. Like, okay, moving on.
And there's not even space for his body in the lower part because there's this big rotating gear or rotating fan which keeps it hovering. And where's Dr. Wily's body is amazing.
Yeah, he's just ahead.
Technology. He's ahead of his time. And GG's to MKL.
GG's, Mr. MKL finishes it right. The official SRL time is 20 minutes and 38 seconds.
Alright, so now we're gonna watch Charlieboy finish up. He's getting past the double crushers, taking a little more patience, providing him with some security to not die against Dr. Wily. So you can actually go through both those crushers, but there's some ickiness with Dr. Wily's first jump. Like, if you get hit by both the crushers, you will not have enough HP or life energy to withstand a body hit. And if you're on the wrong subpixel or the wrong pixel when you call rush, like when you're walking forward, he will just jump on top of you. Like, he will connect and you will die. And it's happened to me a bunch of times. So another cool thing about this Wily is that you can get double hits in every time. So if you have if you run out of Rush Jet or just want to go crazy and do Buster Only or something, you can basically jump, and if you time your shots right, it's not, you don't have to double tap. Like, you have to space them out specifically to multi-connect.
Yeah, Charlieboy jumped on Sakugane really early. So he didn't have the weapon energy for the full phase. Luckily, he got out of there, and he had the E-Tank, so he's okay.
Yeah, and that was actually quite fortunate, because that looked like it had soft lock potential.
Soft lock potential. Oh man, if that happens.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of guy soft locks? Oh wait, that was me.
You found new ways to soft lock too.
Yeah, gotta step up that soft lock game. And GG's, Charlieboy.
GG's to Charlieboy. So Charlieboy's official SRL time was 22 minutes and 36 seconds.
Wow. Like, this race definitely had some potential. I hope, like, both players will have less unfortunate deaths. Like,
Game 3. Game 3. I want to see a game 3, y'all. Charlieboy, come on.
Definitely. Always a game 3.
I think the chat wants to see a game 3. We got a whole bunch of Mega Man lovers out here. So we'll let the runners catch their breath and prepare for the next race. So both runners took a death in their runs. Mr. MKL's was during the boss fights, and Charlieboy's cost a lot more time, and he wasn't able to recover. So
yeah, because he died 3 times and Mr. MKL only died 2 times, and both of his deaths were really close to his spawn point. And I think Charlieboy could have had could have recovered after just dying once on Metal Man and the second death on Airman. Like, if he had those deaths separate, I think he would still be pretty close. Might not have won, but he would still have been pretty close. But then the game over, that I was like, yeah, that's pretty. That was pretty rough.
Yeah, his first death was like right in the middle of the stage, not at the checkpoint. I mean, not near a checkpoint, so that was a big time loss right from the get-go. Looks like the runners are getting ready on SRL. Wait, okay, Charlieboy is gonna take a little break. Okay, so so yeah, they're getting prepared for the second round. Big hype on this tournament.
Yeah, just I think it's about 6 more matches left.
Yeah, this is the quarterfinals of the losers bracket. The winner of this is gonna face Crazy 8 Boy at the semifinals of the losers bracket. Crazy 8 Boy's been waiting a long time to see who's gonna see him.
Yeah, he's been waiting for I think a month. Like there's been some difficulties. We've had some dropouts. There were no deadlines for scheduling matches, which will be definitely will be in place the next time we organize a tournament like this. But it was really unforeseen. So, but I'm glad the tournament's finally back, picking up pace for the last part. We have, I think, 7th of August or 8th of August. We have Hard Selection versus Izzy Man, which I think will be a fun match. The winner of that match will get a free pass and will have to face the winner of whoever wins this and whoever wins against Crazy 8 Boy. And upcoming in the winners bracket, the last remaining match in the winners bracket, the semifinals, is between myself and Andy Swee, which I'm pretty psyched for.
Yeah, I mean, should I mention that Andy is the world record holder?
I think everybody knows that by now. And I'm second place, but the difference between us is still around 30 seconds. So I'm kind of hoping he got a little worse, so it might be a little more intense. But I'm not placing any money on it.
Yeah, hopefully he hasn't recovered from ESA yet.
But like chances are, if I lose that match, I'll end up in losers round 7. So either Hard Selection or Izzy Man, MKL, Charlieboy, or 8 Boy, whoever wins between those will have to face me at the end of the losers bracket. So that's something to look forward to for them. And whoever wins between the two of us then will face Andy. So there's a distinct possibility that I will have to face Andy twice. And I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's probably the strongest prediction. I mean, you are second place, so you know it's it would be really cool to see you guys at the finals facing off.
Yeah, but I've been watching Crazy 8 Boy and Hard Selection, and they're really close. So I'm just saying, like, there's a distinct possibility, but there's also a distinct possibility that either Hard Selection or Crazy 8 Boy will just kick me straight out of there, and I wouldn't even mind. You know, I've seen them play, I've seen them grow. Like I've been in all of you guys' streams as much as I can, and it's been so much fun to watch people play this game I love and grow.
Yeah, man, Hard Selection and Crazy 8 Boy, they picked up this game and they just started flying. I don't know how they did that, but Crazy 8 Boy actually was the one that told me to join the tournament and
nice.
learn the game just for this. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and Crazy 8 Boy, like I said, he just took off and still in the tournament, as we can see. So the countdown has begun. The runners are ready, and we are ready for
round 2?
And here we go. Metal Man, as usual.
Okay. So maybe not Metal Man as usual. Okay, so Mr. MKL erroneously selecting Airman, giving a 5-second lead to Charlieboy, if I'm seeing it correctly. It might be more, but so yeah, this has some definite potential. If Charlieboy manages to keep this lead, he might actually get a round 3, and I'm all for round 3s.
He has a pretty good mole pattern, so he's holding his lead for now. Mr. MKL getting out of there with his health is lower than he'd want it to be.
Yeah, but 4 health is still pretty good. Like the lowest you can come out is
1 health.
Okay, now that the streams have synced up, I don't understand what's going on anymore. But apparently the race is now super close, so that's nice. So, okay. So Charlieboy having a bit more health here can take a bit more. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he doesn't get the skip properly on the Piero bot, so he gets an unfortunate hit. Won't be able to take another D-boost for the setup that he goes for.
Yeah, but Charlieboy does have the health to take the body damage from metal, and MKL does not. So this is very interesting.
Yeah, that's all that matters. So hopefully Mr. MKL knows how to do the ending glitch. Looks like he's going for...
Death.
Oh, nope, he does this. Yeah, he did the same thing.
Metal Man's revenge.
So Charlieboy gonna take the lead now, getting the glitch on Metal Man clean. He had enough health.
Ooh, this is already shaping up to be a very interesting race.
Yeah, Mr. MKL getting the awkward placement on Metal Man. He can go on either side of the wall, stuck in it, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on the floor.
Yeah, and if he actually jumps back into the right wall, he'll be slightly too high to get an ideal overlap of the hit. So you'll be losing a lot of frames if he jumps back into the right wall, which has also happened quite a lot of times. Wow. So I blanked out there for a moment, but just look at this metal blade tearing through these poor rabbits. Like, Mega Man is such a mass murderer of animals. Luckily they're robots, so I think it doesn't really count, but still. And dog skip.
Nah, it counts, man. I feel for these robots.
Same,
PETA for the robots. Oh, that was not a clean top route.
Oh, I gotta refresh.
Mr. MKL has an opportunity to catch up here. They are synced up at the top route, but okay, Charlieboy getting out of there, and very close race. Yeah, I think Charlieboy is hungry for that revenge because he's holding pace for the most part throughout Woodman. Mr. MKL not making any mistakes, even de-boosting through the rabbit.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I lost stream there for a bit, so I kind of missed that. But oh, I see the lead has the lead has diminished quite a bit. So he's one boss battle away.
Yeah, I mean, Woodman is real easy to get out the way. You just invade his space and spam him with the metal blades, and you could even shoot through the leaf shield from a distance if you time it correctly. I'd go for it, but it's not very consistent.
Yeah, I'm happy if I get 2 shots in between the leaves, so I just walk into the shield after the second or coinciding with the second hit, so I can just invade his personal space and fire the last 2 metal blades inside his person. And Charlieboy again going for those back. So the ideal... Oh.
Yeah, the reverse D-boost, that could be pretty risky, especially if you go for like the maximum distance of your slide right off of the tiki heads. I like to call them horny goblins, though.
Yeah, same. Like, generally just goblin heads and stuff. But yeah, the ideally you want to slide into the second horn and then turn around at the last possible moment, and you will still have quite a bit of room to walk to. Well, you have 3 or 4 pixels to move to the right and still be able to jump. So that's the fastest way to do it. But if you do it like some of those slides were a bit too like turn around too early, you slide back a bit and it's actually, you won't gain any frames from it.
Yeah, he wasn't timing the slide distance right. So, but it is a race setting, and you know how it goes. We are seeing a little bit of more synchronization here. Mr. MKL closing the gap. They're starting this boss fight together.
Yeah, this is really nice. This is the kind of race you want to see.
Oh, Charlieboy getting the
God.
second body contact damage. He did not have the health for that. You only really need to take that 1D boost, and you can hit him with the second leaf shield. But the distance just wasn't correct, and now he's going to have to take Airman on with the Buster. So huge time loss here.
This is such a shame. This was so synced, and now Charlieboy will once again be following the shadow of Mr. MKL. But luckily he does make it out of the Airman fight alive.
Yeah, and Mr. MKL starting the Clashman stage, where we have a lot of use of the worst part of the game, which is ladders. Yo, Elpis, tell them about the ladders. Tell them why I hate the ladders.
Well, basically, ladders are the worst part of any game. But in this game, there's some. There's actually a good thing about ladders in this game. Well, I'll start with that. When you're climbing up or down a ladder, and you get hit, you would normally, in any other Mega Man game or any other game in general, you would fall off. In this game,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Much like the slide, you can just climb on. You even see the knockback sprite, and it just goes to the left and to the right as if Mega Man is moving up. But what you just saw there on Mr. MKL's side, he was standing on the ladder as if it were a block. So that's one trait. Some of the ladders are composed of blocks, and not of ladder blocks, but platform blocks. So if you have rush active or jump on them in a certain way, they will act as a block, and you have to push up or down to activate the ladder part of it. And the other thing is, and this is really weird, if you hold a secondary input, or like aside from up or down, so left or right, so basically a diagonal input won't allow you to climb. The game locks you down, and you're just locked. So you have to press up or down to use a ladder, and nothing else.
Yeah, that diagonal input haunts me, man, to this day. And Charlieboy actually skips the first E-Tank in this Clashman stage, so he only has the one E-Tank. He took the right route.
Interesting.
During the fall, yeah.
I think he feels like he might have to go a little deeper to catch up, or maybe overtake Mr. MKL. So I can definitely understand that, but it's a big risk.
Yeah, Needleman stage. Hopefully he has enough health to take that body contact damage, which is pretty much mandatory in that fight.
Yeah. There's like, I think it's 1 or 2 pixels. No, it's definitely 1 pixel wide, where you can hit Needleman with top spin and not take body damage. I've seen Andy do it. I've done it myself a couple of times, but it's much like getting a double hit with the air shooter on Clashman. It's not
1
something.
Pixel? That is crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely madness. Like top spin on the NES is actually not that bad. You can actually take some body damage, or you can actually do it without direct contact, I think, or at least on some bosses. But in this game, nope.
So now we're entering the Mega Man 3 portion of the bosses. Even though this is the Mega Man 2 Game Boy, like Elpis said earlier, there is a mashup of bosses. We're getting 4 extra bosses, which are from the Mega Man 3 NES game.
Yes, and a lot of these stages are pretty straightforward. At least Hardman, which is ironically one of the easiest stages of the game and also one of the easiest bosses, and Magnet Man as well. These stages are they're really pretty easy, but if you slip up and take damage from the wrong enemy, it can still go south pretty fast. So you gotta at least not get hit by those G Springers, which are those big things Charlieboy just destroyed. But these Peter Cheese, these walking little, I don't even know, walking eyes, in the NES version is a little more clear. They only do a little damage, that's not too bad.
Yeah, you wonder where Monsters Inc. got their idea from? Right here.
Ooh, and this is fortunate for Charlieboy.
Mr. MKL takes a death at the Magnet Man fight. He didn't have the health for the D boost, and then it looked like he got hit by the projectile. I don't know what exactly killed him, but
the body damage, I think, because the body damage
yeah.
is more. But this also presents another problem for Mr. MKL, and that is Metal Blade usage. So he will either have to use more Leaf Shield or try to get a refill for Metal Blade, because he needs a little more than what he has at the moment.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna need it for Quint. I don't know if he uses it at all in Needle, but you know, Metal, of course, is the OP weapon in Mega Man. You want that. You
Oh,
want
and a
that.
very clean fight from Charlieboy right there.
Yeah, that was
Making up.
really nice.
Yeah. Um. Oh, completely lost my thought there. Nice.
It's okay.
Yeah, lots of bees here. And I think what I really like about this game is some of the unique, like the especially this stage of Hardman, is it has some unique background patterns that are not even present in any NES game. So this game has, wow, that rush
Yeah.
usage though.
Yeah, he struggled a bit with the coils.
Ooh, and Charlieboy going for the backup energy tank in Hardman stage, which costs about 3 seconds or 3.5 seconds to get. But he misses the rush coil placement by a bit, having to waste a little extra time. But still not a bad choice because it's still it's a good option. But the Clash E tank was 2 seconds less of a time loss. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he kind of realized that he needs the E-Tank.
Ooh, and there's some nice improvisation there. Charlieboy going for the magnet strats on this stage, which has only recently been invented. You can actually kill one of those apes and save a little, like 0.7 seconds or something like that, by killing that ape with the magnets, and still have 5 magnets left over for the boss battle. It works out exactly.
Right, doing that strat would cause you to have exact ammo. A bit risky. Charlieboy still having a kind of a difficult climb with the apes getting in the way, so...
Ooh, and he gets it. Okay, so that was a little close. I'm guessing he wasn't really used to the low magnet count, but he still worked it out pretty well. Made sure that he didn't miss. And that was nice. Nice magnets. And Mr. MKL going, let's see if he can get the frame perfect zip again. That would be really awesome. And he misses it. I probably shouldn't have opened my mouth at that exact point. But it's still like
You're good, you didn't cause that. It's frame perfect after all. Oh, he's going for the safety health. You don't really need that health. Because you're going straight to the boss fight.
And like the only scenario...
misses that one as well.
The only case in which you would need to pick up that health is to if you have less than 3 health, because if you there's a chance you get hit by one of the top man fires off, and that does 2 damage. But the chances of getting a small life drop in this segment is pretty high. So, and even like Charlieboy took the damage from the cat and everything, and he still has 3 health. So you're pretty good. Oh, and he gets the second letters. It's nice. I messed that up so much. Like, I went to the Tremaine zip. Or I went to using the Tremaine zip because I've been messing up that second letter zip so consistently that I just needed to do something else.
But the Tremaine zip is way harder, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, you just have to, like, I can only do it with, or I can frequently do it with the Super Nintendo controller, because I can really, you have the lightning tap. I don't know how. It must be a pixel perfect jump or something. It's really, you have to do the tiniest of jump, because Mega Man is stuck in the floor, and pressing the jump and doing the smallest jump possible pushes him down through the floor, and it also saves 1 extra hard knuckle. So whenever that's also a reason why the Tremaine zip is at least partly viable for me, is that it guarantees that I can do this up zip in Needleman, which would otherwise require a random drop. And I'm not a really big fan of RNG. I don't mind it. Mind a little RNG here and there, but
yeah, I'm like you. I don't want to depend on it.
Yeah, it's just like, especially like if there's a possible way of eliminating RNG, then I'm all for it. Ooh, and Charlieboy also running really low on metal blades. I'm really interested to see what the players will are going to do next.
He's going for the Elpa zip.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mr. MKL with the clean movement. Wily trying to stop him, but is useless. Damn, boy. He is ruthless. Me and Elpis. This are 2 cents.
Freestyle. Oh, and Charlieboy going for yet another energy tank. So the only thing that might, I don't know if it's that far apart yet, but if Mr. MKL would game over, that completely turn this race around, I think. But other than that, I think there's about a 30-second difference now between them. So
Yeah, luckily Charlieboy was able to get your zip as well, so he got the free refill. Using the E-Tank right now, not playing any games.
yeah, who doesn't want a free refill? Let the dance-off begin!
So, yeah, there's still plenty of room for Charlieboy to come back. The gap is not that significant. Any mistake from Mr. MKL can give Charlieboy the lead.
Yeah, there's still a chance, but this final stage, like missing any of the zips, I don't know exactly how much time you'd lose by not getting any of the zips, but since you'd have the ladder back up, I mean, there is a small chance you would miss that as well. But, ooh, Charlieboy missing one of the clash bombs, which means he has to pump in an extra bunch of metal blades, which he doesn't have. I'm hoping he knows how to switch. So nope.
Yeah, he could switch to Needle, but he switched to, well, basically Buster.
Yeah, it's not that much of a difference, I think. But because he also missed a clash bomb, that's bad.
Yeah, Mr. MKL missing the first frame perfect zip and doesn't do the backup, so he's not getting the swagger zip either. So getting the backup here, the final required zip to avoid that climb.
Yeah, that climb, normally you would have to like move around in a huge walkway or huge. You have to go up a bunch of ladders and fall down a bunch, and it costs about 20 seconds. So you, like if you only have one hard knuckle left, the swagger zip might not be worth it.
Yeah, I made the mistake of going for that. I actually got the swagger zip, and then I didn't. Well, I mean, I missed the swagger zip because I went for it, and I didn't have enough for the backup zip. And I was actually killing the Met over and over again for a while. It did not work out.
Meanwhile, Charlieboy getting the first frame perfect zip, so that's nice, and he gets the backup. So, wow, still so close though.
Yeah, it's still pretty close. If Mr. MKL takes a death at Wily again, who knows?
Yeah, but I think his health's pretty good. So, man.
Well, he does have 0 lives, so game over would be really bad. He should be fine though. I think he won't make the same mistake as the first race.
Yeah, he knows what's on the line, so he can't. Oh, and that's a really nice place to kill Wily. Because he's so high, he doesn't have to scroll up, which saves a bunch of time.
Yeah, that was a perfect height for his jump. Getting Sakugarne during the transition, so should have enough weapon energy to finish him off in this phase, yep. So it's down to the last phase as Charlieboy enters the Wily fight himself. Not much can go wrong here. Wily only has 2 different attacks, and they're, one.
And GG's to Mr. MKL.
GG, Mr. MKL.
Yeah, that's like you said, like each phase of Dr. Wily only has 2 attacks. One is usually something bouncy, and the other is usually a shot. The first one has a toenail shot, the second has napalm shots or like big pharaoh shot like shots. And the third one has a homing missile with a nice face on it, and he throws something like Goombas. Like, I don't even know what he throws. But, Charlieboy, what are you doing?
Oh, he
man.
takes a death.
I kind of hoped he would use an energy tank better.
Yeah, sometimes you want to be stubborn and not use the E-Tank until you're switching to Sakugarne.
Yeah, but he still had two. Doesn't he have 2 energy tanks left? I don't even know.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he just wanted to save the menu. Because I made that same mistake. I was just being stubborn, like, no, I don't need to use the E-Tank. I'm going to wait until I need to switch.
Yeah, I think we've all been there. Maybe he was saving Sakuga. Oh, he doesn't have any energy tanks. I have said nothing. But then, if he didn't have any energy tanks, wouldn't have been more... Oh, it doesn't matter. It's. He must have been feeling the pressure pretty badly from the get-go, so... Wow.
Yeah, he kind of just YOLO'd it. So, yeah, he didn't pull out Sakugarne, of course, and...
Yeah, he didn't whip it out. But... another interesting thing about Dr. Wily is that the first 2 phases don't have to be completely drained of the health bar or the life energy. Doesn't have to be. It only has to go a little over half. So this boss doesn't have around 30 health, or he has around 30 health instead of around 40 or something like that. I haven't exactly counted it, but oh, GG's for Charlieboy. What are their official race times, Mello?
Okay, so Mr. MKL finished with an official SRL time of 20 minutes and 31 seconds, and Charlieboy finished with 22 minutes and 31 seconds. Both 31 seconds, a difference by exactly 2 minutes. GG's to both. Mr. MKL will be moving on to the semifinals of the loser brackets, and who will he be facing?
Crazy 8-Boy. Oh yeah. Okay, that was some nice Orchid fan art we saw in the background, and yes, that will be a very, very interesting race. Maybe we can see if one of the players or both players will join us for an interview. In the meantime, yeah, Mr. MKL versus Crazy 8-Boy. That's gonna be pretty sick to see.
That's gonna be a really close match. They are both really fast. Crazy 8-Boy. He's adopted almost all of the new strats as he's been alongside as they've been developed with you. While Mr. MKL is an old school runner, he is adopting some of the newer strats as we saw in this race. So who knows?
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to pull Mr. MKL into the chat Discord. But I don't really know how to do that. So let's see if we can fix that. Okay, so GG's Mr. MKL.
Well, thank you.
So
Oh
how do
man,
you
this has been
feel?
fun. I feel good. I was actually super worried. I was super worried about this match. So no, I'm glad I got in there, got through it. I was oh man, I had a couple silly deaths, and even in the second round, man, I started up and I went right to Airman for some reason. I just felt so silly. I was really shaky after that. I was worried.
Yeah, we all noticed that because we had the audio on you. But GG's, I mean, both of you guys had some unfortunate deaths, but yours were placed a little bit more conveniently for it to not impact your run as much. So you were able to like take the lead and then hold it. So very good run for you for the most part.
Thanks. Yeah, I was surprised with my final time there in the second round too. I had to have been close to a minute behind after my Magnet Man death, and yeah, I ended up with a better time than round one. So I don't know what I did in the last half there. It might have just been a really good Wily. But yeah, no, I was happy with that.
Yeah, you did take a death in the first race at Wiley, and we were kind of watching that because your health. But you did you took out the first phase of Wiley like really nicely with that jump in the air. So saving some time with the scroll with the automation. I mean the animation of Wiley flying around.
Yeah, that was a nice little bonus.
Yeah, and Charlieboy actually took a death at Wiley in the second game.
Oh, did he? All right. It's always interesting going to check out the VODs to see where where those little splits happen, right? Because I don't know if like I felt like round one that I was behind. I don't know when I pulled into the lead.
Round one was pretty much in your favor the whole time because Charlieboy took a death at Metal in Metal Man stage, and you kind of held it ever since.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I was concerned with the death at on the boss fight on Metal Man that he would have pulled ahead. But yeah, right. It was very at the very least my respawn was right there. I didn't have much to worry about. I was a little concerned when I died on Magnet just because it was the very very end of the fight, and I figured that could be a pretty bad time loss.
Yeah, in the second race, Charlieboy did take the lead from you for a good while, but he took a death. Oh, I forgot where actually, but and you were able to take it from there on. We have Charlieboy joining us here. Yo, Charlieboy, GG's, man.
GG, Charlie.
What's up, guys? GG's. Yeah,
GG,
the death
man.
you were talking about happened to be on Airman. I got the double shot with Elise shield, and then I slid into him, and then.
Oh yeah, right. You took the contact damage twice, and you didn't have the health for that. So you had to buster him the second time around. Yeah, that was a huge time loss.
Yeah, that makes for a rough fight.
And then we noticed that you skipped the E-Tank, the first E-Tank in Clashman stage.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of. I mean, I knew I took that death, so I was like, man, I gotta make up some time somewhere. I was like, maybe I can get E-Tanks later and just skip this one. I mean, it's not much of a time save, but it would have went a lot better if I wouldn't have got hung up on the shot man that stood right there. But
Yeah, and you did pick up an E-Tank in what, Hardman stage?
Yeah, I actually picked up. I switched strategies lately, doing the Magnet Man on Hardman stage, but Strat used the Magnet. But
right on the apes.
Yeah, right from the get-go. But I got it the first time, the second race. Since I was down an E-Tank, I used to go Rush Coil, and then I'd hop up top and get that first E-Tank real quick. And I Rush Coiled too early, so I lost time trying to go back and get it. Oh man, it was just, it's pretty brutal, man.
Yeah, something I really enjoyed about your run, Charlieboy, was the fact that you did the two early zips in Top Man, both runs. I really enjoyed that extra little finesse, that extra little personal touch, because nobody else does those early Top Man zips, so that was really cool to see in the race.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really save time, I don't guess. A couple of people in the Game Boy Discord for this game are like, well, I mean, they might save time if you didn't have to menu so much, but I mean, you kind of menu the same amount, but not really, because there is one extra menu, so I mean, anytime you might save, you might lose as well, so
yeah.
It's really interesting to see, though, because as we know, there's plenty of opportunities to do those zips, but a lot of them end up in like a loop or a soft lock. But yeah, I like what you do. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I figure. I mean, if there's any way to save time in that, you skip the drop down animation on the first screen. You skip the drop down animation on the screen with the item refill, but at the same time, you're adding an extra menu. So.
Yeah, it was a really topsy-turvy run for both of you guys. We didn't know what to expect, and at times I was questioning who I should put the audio on because the lead was switching up especially on only on well, second race was
Second race, yeah. First
it was really
first
crazy.
race,
Yeah.
I kind of got distracted, like at the very beginning of the race, and that's why I took that death. And then I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Wow. But I mean, you know, it's fine. You know, real life RNG, I guess.
Yeah, that death at Metal Man stage to set the tone for the race.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it's a really good. This is a really good case of, or a really good showcase of why Metal Man is the hardest stage in the game, or the most feared, or the hell, because it has so many death potential. You take a little too much damage, and the mole corridor and everything is it's gonna be a complete train wreck.
Yeah, that's why Mr.
Yeah.
MKL reset to take Metal Man first, right? We need to get that out the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't running the risk of hitting something next time when I come back around. So yeah, no, absolutely. Every time I play this game, I'm probably most worried about Metal Man, just because, like you said, that mole corridor, it's make or break, and that's why you throw it first, right? Like I don't mind resetting if I get a bad mole pattern when I'm just doing offline runs, but you got to roll with it, right? So depending on how that goes, it can really set the tone for the rest of the run. And this is such a short game, right? I mean, it's like a 20-minute game that even just those couple of small mess ups, you might say, oh, that only cost me 5 seconds, but it's like that adds up right quickly in a 20-minute game.
Yeah, 5 seconds is a really big deal. Like especially in a game like this, like the more like it's even down to frames. Like in certain races, like in what we saw between Crazy 8-Boy and Hard Selection, it comes down to like the smallest movement optimizations. It's not even the big stuff. It's just like if you climb a ladder a little bit earlier, if you jump on rush just a bit earlier, that can be the turning point for a match. And I think that's what makes racing or running this game very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed,
all about that
absolutely.
consistency. And Mr. MKL, how long have you been playing this game?
Oh man, I don't know, a while now. This is the first game that I seriously picked up for speedrunning. So,
Nice.
I don't know, at least 4 years, I guess, 3 or 4 years.
Tie.
So yeah, man, like, and this was a game that I loved as a kid. I played the heck out of it when just going to school on the bus in the morning, right? Like that was my jam. So
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I look at your PB time from like 2015, and I'm thinking to myself, like currently, like wow, I can't get this time right now.
Yeah, what was that? The 19. Was it the sub 20 time there?
43.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
sub
yeah,
20.
the 43 without zips. I know. Every time I look at that run, I'm like, how did I do this without zips? This doesn't make any sense.
I can't break that sub 20 mark.
Yeah, I've done it on Super Game Boy, but I mean, Super Game Boy goes faster, yada yada yada.
Gives you a bit of a leg up.
Recall.
But,
So, Mr. MKL, you're gonna be facing Crazy 8-Boy in the semifinals of the losers bracket.
Is that
Do you
who
know
I'm
what
up
you're getting
against?
yourself into there?
I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. In fact,
Well,
no, I'm a
he's
little
one of the
concerned. No,
newer
you played him,
runners.
right? You played him up in Winterside, right?
Yeah, he knocked me out of winners, and then you knocked me out of losers. It was kind of just a
Wrecked.
domino effect
Yeah.
that Crazy 8-Boy started. But yeah, he picked up this game recently, I would say, and yeah, he just took off with it. Same with Hard Selection, Charlieboy, and everyone else that we saw flock to this game for the tournament.
Yeah.
yeah, I picked it up for the tournament. I probably started 2 weeks before the tournament started, I guess, maybe. So I mean, I did all right, I think. Made top 8. I feel all right.
Definitely.
Absolutely,
agree.
man. There's honestly, like, I'm so impressed with the people who just pick up this game and and have just done
and
so
discovered
well
Zip,
with it.
too.
Oh, new zips,
Yeah.
even better.
And Izzy Man also, he's one of the underdogs still remaining in the tournament. Very excited to see what he pulls out.
Yeah, definitely. Good luck to all you guys continuing in the tournament. Unfortunately, that's it for me. But if you guys want to, catch me in another tournament, I'm hosting a Mega Man 2 randomizer tournament tomorrow is actually the last day to sign up, and it starts on Monday. So
Hey yo.
hope to see some of you guys over there.
Yo, and everyone follow these runners. You need to keep up with this speed right here. And good luck with that randomizer tournament. I really enjoy watching the rando tourneys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I didn't want the Mega Man 2 to end, you know? Like, I mean, Mega Man 2, I grew up with the NES version. I mean, I joined the difficult tournament whenever I decided to, you know, I was going to get into speedrunning probably last year, but, I mean, I didn't start joining tournaments until this year. But anyway, yeah, I joined the difficult tournament earlier this year, hosted by Sinister One. Then I joined this one, hosted by John Carls. Shoutouts to B Lightning for letting me know it was a thing. You know? But yeah, and then after that, yeah, I was like, man, I didn't want it to end, so I saw the randomizer, and then like Duckfist has been really cool, and he even updated the randomizer just for the tournament. So
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
Well, good luck to you, Charlieboy, and everything that you're gonna go on and accomplish.
Yeah,
Mr.
definitely.
MPL, good luck to you with the Crazy 8-Boy match. And we also have Elpis, my co-commentary from tonight, facing Andy, the world record holder. Elpis is in second place himself. That's going to be a really good match on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, definitely.
Elpis,
Yeah,
you
I'm
ready
excited
for
to
that?
see how this tournament plays out, guys.
Yeah,
This is
good
gonna be
luck to
fun.
everybody. Good luck
Yeah,
to
good luck.
everybody that's still in it. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop out, guys. So good luck to you guys, and I'll see you guys later.
Thanks so
Yeah.
much for playing, Charlie Boy. It was
GG,
really
Charlie
fun.
Boy. Have a good one.
Yeah, that's the bet.
GG.
GG's, guys.
Mr. MKL, Charlieboy, anything else if you guys would like to add?
Yeah.
Just thanks for commentating on another super fun match in this tournament, guys. You can hit me up on Twitter at mrmkl_, and we'll chat more about Mega Man.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. MKL and Charlie Boy. Mellow Flows, this has been a lot of fun doing co-commentary with you. I hope to do it again in the future.
Charlie Boy, have a good one.
And
Looking forward to doing it again.
definitely.
Have yourself a good night. And
Yeah, you
thank
too, man.
Speed Gaming for hosting everything, and everyone.
And thank Charlie Boy for this orchid background. Definitely thank him for that. And thank you guys. Remember to I really want to give some shout outs to John Carls for hosting this tournament, and Fiesel Cyclone and the people of Speed Gaming for allowing us to showcase our Mega Man 2 Game Boy tournament. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next match.
Cheers.
Okay.